get to a point where they say, I am not afraid to die. They get to that point of saying, I am not afraid to die. Then they will eventually kill themselves. So that's it. Now, with all these stresses that comes on around us, how do we deal with it? Talking to someone. Talking to someone. It has been, there has been a whole lot of research and biological things about talking. And I think most of the reason why the women are not killing themselves too much is because they talk too much. Yeah, because they show they are more emotional, and when they feel bad, they will talk about it. And they will talk to their friends. And when they talk to their friends, they begin to find solutions and ideas. By the time they know, they will see that, oh, even my friend has a worse case than I. So why do I worry? So most of women talk about their feelings. And talking about how you feel will distract you from thinking about that particular problem. As you discuss it, at least for that moment, your mind won't be on the problem so much. So talking to someone is very important. And as we said, most of them felt that they couldn't find people, those who have committed or contemplated suicide. They felt they couldn't find people who could listen to them. So when you have someone you can go to always, and it shouldn't be only when you have a problem. It becomes difficult to approach someone with your problem when you are only going to him with your problem. But let's say you have regular contact with that person, and when you are happy, you share your happy moments. In that same way, when you are feeling bad, you find it more easy to approach him because you've been approaching him more frequently. So talking to someone and take control. Most problems seems impossible at the surface. But when you calm down and maybe you take a pen or paper, you put that problem in focus, you state what the problem is, how it will be done, when it will be done, and if there is someone who is to be involved, how are you going to approach that person? So it has been found that people who feel that they can take control can actually decrease their anxiety and these stress hormones that have risen. So always try to take control and know how and learn how to find solutions to your problem. And one way is also indulge in physical activities. Indulge in physical activities. It can be like playing football. Whenever the body is active, these hormones that have been risen will now metabolize and they will decrease and go down. So indulge in physical activities. It can be playing football maybe on weekends, or maybe you just having a walk around. 30 minutes a walk every day can also help you to reduce this stress or relieve you of it. And avoid caffeine, alcohol, or nicotine whenever you feel stressed out. Caffeine and nicotine are stimulants and will also increase your level of stress. Alcohol is not to be taken when you are stressed, because alcohol, when you even take it in small amounts, it's a stimulant itself. And when you take it in large amounts, it becomes a depressant itself with time. So before you ask, is there moderate alcohol? There can't be any moderate alcohol for someone to take, because recently, according to science, alcohol has been found to find a connection with cancer. So anything like that old information that you heard some time ago, that moderate alcohol, anything that can cause you cancer can't be moderate. Because of the connection, there's no longer anything like moderate alcohol. So alcohol can't be a friend in times of stress. It's actually a foe. Manage your time. Manage your time. Like, accept that you can't do everything in a second. I mean, manage your time. Whenever you have a lot of work, try and manage it. Like, maybe in order of importance and emergency. There are some things that can be important but not urgent. And there are some things that can be urgent but not important for that moment. For instance, if I am having an exam tomorrow and I will be traveling on Tuesday, preparing for my traveling is good. It's important, but it is not urgent. my exam tomorrow is important and urgent. So I would decide to face that one, and later, maybe after the exam, I'll then prepare for my trip on Tuesday. So group your things in order of importance and emergency. And always create a buffer time to deal with unexpected and emergency tasks. Include your time for your own relaxation and well-being. Whenever you are making schedules, fix a time for your own rest. And learn to say no. Learn to say no. I mean, why someone asked, why wouldn't they learn to say yes? Yes. But the thing is, whenever you have so many to do with so much little time, this can be a common cause of stress. When there's so much to do, and you have a little time to do it. And all these things will come as a result of people telling you, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? And you say, yes, 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 when you know that maybe you can't do it. But because you are maybe, when you say no, the person will be hurt. Or when you say no, they won't like you anymore. You know yourself better than anyone does. You know what you can do. So when it is beyond you, tell the person that I am up to this thing, so maybe can we do it later? Or I'm doing this, can we do it? Learn to say no. And if you should say yes, let your yes be yes. In the same way to let your no be no. When you are saying yes to something, the person gives it to you, and you don't do it, in the end, you are stressing yourself, and you are also being a stressor to that person. Because the person gave you something to do, and you yourself, you didn't do it. You stress yourself up, and you are now being a stressor to that person. Like, you are just destroying your own environment. So learn to say no. And have enough sleep and rest if you are ill. Whenever you rest, your mind also revives itself from your own activities, from the daily activities. So have enough rest. The thing is, rest now that you know that you can rest. Because when you don't rest, it will lead to stress. And when you are stressed, it becomes even difficult to rest. So rest when you can rest now. Like, stop doing anything or mentally demanding hours before sleeping or going to bed, when you are preparing to go to bed. And try